As the NBA enters the midway point of its 76th season, we as fans have been able to enjoy a lot of really good basketball. Now, with another year of basketball comes more questions, more answers, and existing narratives that have already been pushed and will continue to be pushed through the flow of time. And something that I really want to talk about today is how I really do feel that there is a new era on the horizon, and if not, it's already here. And as somebody who's been watching the NBA almost religiously since about 2014, I can honestly say that this year has felt a little bit different for me. The man who has pretty much ran the NBA for as long as I've been born, or as long as I have had the mental understanding to be like, this is basketball, this is what it is, and these are the best players that play it. LeBron James has been the person on top of the mountain, has been the main focal point, and although year through year people have often tested or have been able to chink LeBron's armor, if you will, the one thing that felt always stayed the same was that if you have LeBron James on your team, you have a chance. And a really big difference from this season and any other season that I've enjoyed as a fan is the fact that this year, if you have LeBron James, it's not a guarantee that you're going to win a lot of games. In fact, if you have LeBron James, this year has almost proved that if you have LeBron James, you're not even a guarantee to get out of your conference. That is so different because it shows how LeBron has aged and how he really has. Now, don't get me wrong, he is still a really good ball player, more great today than I will ever dream of being, but it does come to show that not only has time caught up with LeBron, but just how diverse and elite the NBA is these days. Because you have players like Luka Doncic, you have players like Giannis Antetokounmpo, you have players like Nikola Jokic, who are putting on game buster performances on a night-to-night basis. Not only are these guys being the main focal point of their team, yes, some may have more help than others, but these are the guys. These are the people who, at least right now, you can say are the guys the league is in the hands of. There is obviously more talent in the NBA than just these three specific players, but in my opinion, not only are these three guys the guys that I believe the NBA will be forced to be pushed through if you want to win a championship in the coming years, but I mean, the accolades already speak for themselves. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a two-time MVP, a Finals MVP, and a Defensive Player of the Year. Nikola Jokic is a two-time MVP, and there is talks about him possibly winning his third MVP this year. He is putting up numbers that we have almost never seen before, and it seems like every day players are just setting numbers that we've never seen before. This leads me to Luka, who doesn't have the accomplishments yet that these other two have gained, like MVPs, but it is almost most noticeably known by anybody who is a big NBA fan is that Luka is up next, if he's not right now. Luka is one of those players who is just a generational talent. Now, this video is not only to talk about Luka, but it's to talk about why 2023 will be the last year of the NBA as we know it. Because 2023 is going to be the year that I believe the LeBrons, the Steph Currys, the KDs, I believe that those guys aren't going to be on year-to-year title contention list, at least not the main guys there, especially because of players and teams like the Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum, the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic with the Nuggets and the Bucks respectively. You also have teams like the Pelicans. You have players like Zion. You have players and other teams like the Memphis Grizzlies and whichever team is going to get victor this season. The NBA is in a time where it has seen or it is going through the most parity that it has ever been before. And I haven't even mentioned Joel Embiid, who is on the older side of 20, but is still a dominant force within the NBA today. And more and more, I am seeing teams led by LeBron, teams led by Curry, teams led by KD. Now the Nets are doing good, but they are more the outliner than the average, because the teams that you're really seeing improve this year and really make strides to be one of the better teams and be in contention this year are the teams led by the younger guys, are the teams led by the Giannis's, the Nikola Jokic's, the John Morant's, the Zion's, the Jason Tatum's. These are the teams and the players that I believe after this year are going to be the teams that you really see making those steps toward title contentions, making those legacy plays, making and having those legacy series. Players that I believe have a chance to win a title within the next 5 years, I am going to say is going to be Giannis, Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, and Zion. And I'm going to say Tatum as well. Those are the teams that I believe really have the best players and the best opportunities to win a title within these next 5 to 6 years. Now, I'm not saying that teams like the Warriors, teams like the Clippers can't win titles anymore. I forgot to say the Grizzlies, as in one of those contending teams. I probably forgot to say another team, I'm sorry. But the main point is that the reason that teams like the Lakers and teams like the Warriors are underperforming, although the Warriors have started making a slight comeback, and they do wish to probably get better by the time that Stephen Curry comes back, I don't think that those teams are in the best position to win a championship. Now, the Warriors, you can say they just won the title this last offseason, but they got rid of what was a major part of their team, and that was some of the role players they had. That was Gary Payton Jr. III. That was Otto Porter Jr. That was, I'm not too sure, I believe they did get rid of Damian Lee. He's someone he has been performing really good with the Suns, but they got rid of, yes, not the main piece of their championship team, but they got rid of a good part of their championship team. Because when Draymond was struggling, when Clay was struggling, it was the other guys that got them back in the game. Yes, they kept Andrew Wiggins, they kept Jordan Poole, but I feel like they gave up an amount because they were expecting players like Kuminga and players like Wiseman to really step up their game, which I don't believe they have to the best that the Warriors probably were expecting them to do so. And that's something that I'm not saying Steph's never going to win another championship, but the Warriors currently are the team that I'm thinking that, oh yeah, this is their time this year. Now, the Clippers, a player like Kawhi Leonard, who has almost, he's secretly been in contention for the best player pretty much ever since 2015, 2014, after they won the title. He was, because I remember the year that after the championship season, I believe the Spurs and the Thunder started off the season, and Kawhi looked like that guy. Kawhi was really out there competing with KD, and people were like, is Kawhi the next guy? Is Kawhi gonna be the person that takes the title from KD and LeBron? And there was times where you can say he did that. 2019, he did that. They won the title. He won 2 Defensive Player of the Years after that. He didn't win an MVP, but he was second in voting the year Curry won his unanimous MVP. Kawhi was really up next. And for kind of everything to have gone the way it did with the Clippers is very disappointing. But because we never really got that team healthy, everything just kind of fell apart in the right perfect time, which sucks. Now, I'm someone who, with the things I have already said, believe the window for the Clippers has closed, especially because I do feel that other teams with younger players that are in better situations are going to be the teams that from this year forward are going to start winning the championships. I don't think that it's going to be those guys we grew up watching. It's going to be the new guys. It's going to be the young bucks. We already saw it with Giannis in 2020, who was pretty much the first breakout young player to do so. Before Giannis, it was LeBron again. Before Bron, it was Kawhi, who had already won in 2014 with the Spurs. So it was Kawhi's year of establishing himself, but we already knew who Kawhi was. The year before that, it was the Warriors, twice with KD. The Warriors had already won in 2015. 2016 was Bron, who had already been dominating the league. The years before that, it was the Spurs, who had won in 2014. Then you have the MAVS and the CELTICS and the Lakers, who already had established older players in Dirk Nowitzki, in Kobe Bryant. and the Celtics with the big three. Yes, the Spurs were able to win it one more time in 2014, but after that, it was LeBron. After that, it was the Young Bucks and the Warriors. They were the team that popped off, and they really, it's crazy that the Warriors really took their chance and rode with it. They became a dynasty off of 6 to 7 years of basketball. They just won another one right now. It's hard. It sucks that I'm counting out the Warriors this year. I'm really not. The Warriors always have a chance to win it, especially with somebody like Curry. But I just feel like it really, I don't know. To me, this feels like the year that those older guys that we've been watching aren't going to be the best anymore. If it's not this year, it's next year. But something about this year has really been telling me that we as fans got to pretty much prepare to let the younger guys flourish, to be accepting that they're the guys now. It's not, yes, LeBron is still going to be one of the better players in the league, and if you have LeBron with the perfect situation around him, yes, there's still a chance to win. If you have Curry and Kawhi with the perfect chance and the perfect situation around them, yes, you're always going to have a chance to win. But a chance to win is not really in the best of your favors when you got a Giannis, you got a Luka, you got a Nikola Jokic who's going to will their team to win. They're just so talented that there's times where they will not be refused. And I feel like those are just the guys now. I'm going to include Tatum there. I'm going to include Book there. I'm going to include Donovan Mitchell there. Those, now, obviously, there is a tier list and different players belong in different tiers. But this is the year that the NBA has changed, and we are in the new face of the NBA. This is the new NBA now. There's so much more to talk about, but that's where I'm going to leave it at today. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know who is your favorite. Let me know your favorite player. But I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. For everybody who is watching this, thank you so fucking much. Leave a like if you like the content. Comment below who is your favorite player over 30 and who's your favorite player under 29. To everybody else, like I said, thank you so much for watching. You have a great rest of your day, and I'm out. Bye bye.